the day of Rosh Hashana is about having 4 conversations with yourself. Passover, you ask 4 questions. I want to give you 4 questions to ask yourself on Rosh Hashana. Who, why, how, and what? The first question that you want to ask yourself on Rosh Hashana as you're standing there, by the way, this could happen anytime. Great time to do it is during the rabbi's sermon. But whatever time is good for you, you can do this during shofar. You can do this whenever you find yourself in synagogue or not in synagogue, wondering how to make the most of the day. The first question that you want to ask is, who? What is who? Who am I? Who have I become? And who do I want to be? And answer that in a way where it's absolutely clear to you. You ever think about the term Rosh Hashana? What does the word Rosh mean? Head. Good, fantastic. Everyone knows the word head. Rosh Hashana. There's such depth behind that name of Rosh Hashana. Because on Rosh Hashanah, the whole theme of the holiday, raise your hand. You know what? I can't see you. Don't raise your hand. Just say, me, right? Who eats here? And anyone here have at your Rosh Hashanah dinner a fish head? Judaism believes that everything begins in the Rosh, in the head, with perspective. The very first word in the Torah is Bereshit, in the beginning. Root of the word Bereshit is Rosh. It all begins in the head. And Judaism believes very much that the more you visualize on Rosh Hashanah, who do you want to be, the more you will spend the rest of the year manifesting that into reality. You need to create that picture, paint that picture. That's who. The second question is, why? Thank you, Mitch. You're rocking this. Why? Because once you ask yourself, who do you want to be? What a powerful follow-up question. To ask yourself, why is that important? The reality is that many people don't ask the question, why, enough, especially when it comes to Judaism. So much of what we're trying to develop a culture, at least with our friends and with our circles, that whatever is important to you in your life, ask yourself, why is that important? And then ask it again, and again, and again, and again, almost done, and again, and again. 7 times. It's called the 7 levels deep. And you'll see if you ask yourself why things matter to you, why do I get out of bed every day? Why do I do what I do? Why do I act how I ask yourself why? You suddenly find worlds will open. And if you ask that with Judaism as well, and please do, why? Why do we believe that? Why do we feel that? Why do we do that? Ask it 7 times, and the answers become so profound. Okay, so we have who, and we have why. The next one is how. Thank you, Mitch. So you're great. All right, the next one is how. So you know who you want to be this year. And now you've thought about why. Why should you be that? Why do you want to be that? The next question is how. And obviously the question of how do I get there? That's an obvious question because you want to be able to map out the steps. But I want to ask you, push you, give you a little nudge to ask the question a little bit deeper and say, how can my Judaism help me get there? How can it help me get a little closer? Because there is so much beauty, and I think that those, and I would say about half of you here tonight know us, and you've been studying with us and learning with us, and some of you are just kind of here, checking it out, and I appreciate that you took the night off to meet us and see what we're about. But I think that so much of what we've tried to share in our teaching is that there's so much in our lifestyle, in our wisdom, that can help us become the best version of ourselves. These are not things that are meant to be ritualistic or dogmatic, but these are powerful daily tools. There is an entire movement out there. You all know this and you've heard this about, millionaires. What makes millionaires? Millionaires, they're not any better or any smarter than me or you. What's the difference? What makes someone a millionaire? It's their habits. You're familiar with this movement, right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. They're not smarter. They're not, I don't know. I'm not a millionaire. We're not a millionaire last time I checked, right? But this is what they say. They say that, it's just about the habits. And then you look at those habits. What are those habits? Powerful morning routine, taking time off to reflect, meditate. I feel like we've heard this before, like for the last 3,000 years. Right? This is not, pop psychology. This is what we've been doing. This is what we're about. So ask that question. Ask that question, how? And then finally, what? Mitch, what? Finally, what? What can I walk out of here with? What is the next concrete step for me in this coming year? These questions, if a person goes through this, then you hear the sound of the shofar and how it blasts, and and you'll read it more in the book, how the breath of the shofar represents the breath of life, represents our soul, and the idea of blowing into this narrow space and seeing it explode out in this loud cry coming from the other side. This is all of it. This represents us breaking free, breaking out, realizing that there's new possibility, that we never stop growing. Makes Rosh Hashanah a powerful experience. Wish a l'chaim, give a l'chaim, give a warm greeting to the people that you meet on the way. But most importantly, give a little bit of a shout out to God. You had a rough year. He had a rough year. New year is about starting something new, starting something fresh. And with that, I wish all of you l'chaim and a wonderful high holidays.